What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 141 of Value Town. I'm ChanManV, and joining me today, of course, is Jackie and Allie. What's up, guys?
Hello.
Just chilling. Hello.
Yeah, doing very well.
Good. And then we've got like a two-headed monster here today that we have the Ant and Dr. Jikininki. My gosh, man! I used to say it so well too. It's so embarrassing. Holy smokes! But how you guys doing over there?
Yeah, we're doing great.
We're doing pretty good.
Yeah,
enjoying ourselves. Yeah.
Okay, good. Nice to not have to play. I guess just kind of going and watching. But we'll kind of get into that right now. They're over. Are you guys in a hotel right now? Is that the deal, or?
Yeah,
Okay,
we're here for the HCT Summer.
All right, cool. Very, very good. Very good. But anyways, thanks everybody for tuning in. I just want to start off by saying that this episode is sponsored by Greats Shoe. And if you guys are not familiar with that, Greats, it's a sneaker company that you can go to greats.com and check out all their various selections of awesome shoes. But we'll be definitely telling you some more about the company. But big thanks to them just for sponsoring this episode to start off with. Shoes are great, right? What a great brand. Great shoes. Shoes are great.
I've been wearing them, and I love them. So.
Yeah, exactly. But let's see. We've got a lot to talk about today, just as usual. It's so funny when we're playing these shows because it's like we always plan these shows a day or two before, and me, Allie, and Jackie get together and be like, "Man, how are we gonna fill this episode?" And then by the time we get to Wednesday, it's like, "Oh my God, this show is insane!" Yeah. But of course, we're going to start off with our week in Hearthstone as always. And I'm going to touch on some HCT Summer because that's where the Ant and Dr. J are right now. A little bit of news to talk about with BlizzCon and some cool things that Blizzard are giving to people. It's amazing. And then, of course, Mekkatorque's Workshop, Underrated and Jebaited, and Host Challenge Deck of the Week Q&A at the end, as always. But let's start out with our week in Hearthstone. So this is for those of you that maybe have never listened to the show or watched the show. This is where we talk about what we've been doing. And we've been starting off the last few weeks. We're talking about Oktoberbrawl. So given that this was the last week of the grudge matches, figured we talk about it. Given that Jackie and Allie played each other again, back-to-back weeks. Yep. So that was an odd order, which they selected. How was that? Because I didn't see the beginning of the broadcast. How was that order selected for this week?
We didn't really have a say on the order.
Okay.
They just told us who we were playing. So.
They just kind of told us, "You're playing it this time." We're like, "Okay."
Okay, good stuff. But yeah, you guys ended up memeing, given that I think the match was already decided, given that Team Void won the first two. But because of that, we actually had a very entertaining match. I think a more entertaining match because there wasn't anything huge at stake there. So how was that? Because you guys look like you were having a lot of fun playing.
Yeah, it was really great. I think because like Tides and Dog had already won, so we already knew that Void had won. I was like, screw it, let's just go full meme. Like I had kind of like meme decks prepared and then like good decks prepared as well. So I was like,
you did?
Well,
okay.
yeah, I did. So like if the game really mattered, I was gonna kind of like play like try hard a little bit, but then it didn't matter. So it was full meme. It was great.
Yeah, see, I had a really good shaman deck with like a double tunnel trog, double totem golem.
Oh my God.
It was amazing. And I decided to meme instead because Team Light had already lost, so it played Reno Paladin and
For the people, right?
for the people.
Yeah. It was probably it was probably the most fun series I've ever played. It was really good.
Archbishop Benedictus.
Yeah, and Dr. J, did y'all watch that at all?
I saw a little bit of it. I saw towards the end of it, but I didn't see as much. I wasn't really focused on it because I was getting ready for other stuff.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sad I missed it. It sounds like a
God,
blast.
that's so funny. Oh my God! In their first game, it was. I think Jackie, you're playing a warlock, right? Was it the warlock?
Ali was playing warlock.
No, Ali was playing warlock, right? Yeah, and you were playing priest. And it was funny because it was like Ali had she had more cards in her deck, and it looked like Jackie was milling out. So
I would have won for sure.
yeah, I was like, oh man, Allie's gonna win this because Jackie's gonna run out of cards, and then boom, like Archbishop Benedict down, and it's just like totally flipped the board on like the number of cards left in the deck. So then Allie was having to play a little bit different strategy at that point.
I was so mad because I was playing for tempo more so than tapping.
Yeah.
You know, and because I had a decent curve in the beginning, and obviously I would have been tapping a lot more if I'd known you were going to steal my deck. So,
Mr. Steal your deck.
That's right.
Mr. Steal your deck.
Yeah, there was a lot of like it got very lucky though. Like in the last match, we were playing like Renounced Darkness, and then I just got like insane draw into insane.
You did a lot better with Renounce this time around instead of getting the triple
He got
1
the Death
3.
Knight.
I know he got the
really
Death
got
Knight.
it.
That was so awesome.
A Lich King, 2 Ayas. It was.
Oh, God.
It was
How did
sick.
you win?
Yeah, it was sick.
I guess you don't, right?
You don't.
Anyways, it was a lot of fun. Obviously, Team Void with another sabotage that we're gonna get a chance to see in the coming weeks, almost like roughly a week from today, at TwitchCon. So if you're going to be at TwitchCon, you'll get a chance to see what these crazy things are, blindfolds or hands behind your back. I don't even know what they're going to be, but it's going to be crazy.
We don't
over
even
there.
know.
Yeah. I think I heard Frodan saying like on the broadcast that one of them that he suggested was playing with the monitor upside down, but that one didn't go through.
Oh my God.
So it's definitely.
Oh yeah, no, I heard it on the Rat Race. He's talking about that.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it should be.
That would have been
should be
entertaining.
interesting. Yeah, definitely entertaining.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Okay, so why don't we talk about some of the decks, or maybe some of the things that we've been doing this week, and Dr. J. Like I know you guys have been playing, or not really playing, but doing that whole mock championships, right? Getting some of the players like Orange ready for obviously HCT Summer. So I thought that was really cool, Ant, that you organized that, and kind of want to ask you about it. Like, what made you decide to do that, and then just round up a bunch of the guys to help out with it?
Well, I think like it kind of reminds me of like back in 2014, we always did like practice tournaments with Firebat and stuff, and like recently he's been doing just like best of 5s, and then I kind of wanted to bring back like the 8-mans, and so I did that for like playoffs, and then I was like, man, it'd be really cool if we just like had a mock HCT, kind of played it out and see, maybe get an idea of something that would happen, and so I started trying to get guys together and play it out, and it's turned into this really cool thing, I think. I know a lot of the players that enjoyed it at least.
Yeah. No, I think it was good practice too for
definitely.
at least Orange. Who ended up winning, by the way?
It was Noblord playing as Tom60229, which was completely unexpected because it's really hard to believe that the guy who has Reno Mage in his deck or in his lineup is going to win. But
right.
I mean, I guess he had the read because it's like actually not terrible in his group. Like it looks like it's pretty good for him to get out of his group.
Someone with Hunter actually made top 4, didn't it? Mega Zero, piloted by someone. So the lone Hunter actually made top 4 as well.
Yeah. That was like which region was it that Hunter did super well? I can't remember.
It was NA.
NA.
Because like Gay Tears and Nalgaiden both got it.
Exactly. So that's kind of funny. And for those of you wondering what we're talking about, Ant ended up gathering a bunch of pros to put together a mock championship because the deck lists are actually out. So each person assumed, one of the players that are in there, except for Orange played himself, obviously.
Oh, Yates also played himself.
Oh, Yates too, yeah. Both, both.
No, he wanted to play somebody else.
Okay.
Yeah. So, anyways, they all assumed their own, or at least if you could assume their own identities, while everybody else assumed somebody else's. So it was a pretty good, simulation of what might be going on. Is the actual draw out there too? I didn't see who was playing who first. Like, were you able to?
Yeah, like groups and everything are out.
Okay, actually, I didn't see the draw, so I didn't even know if you guys had simulated that too. That's cool.
Yeah, that's why I specifically gave Zilay Purple's deck list because Purple was talking to me thinking about like how his group isn't very good for him. It's like, all right, let's give it to Zilay and see what he can do because I know Zilay works with Purple and he's a pretty good pilot. He'd be a pretty good pilot for the lineup.
Yeah.
And I want to see if like Zilay can make it out of the mock HCT
made top
group.
4.
Yeah.
You made top 4? Okay, nice. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
Okay, well, why don't we definitely we'll be talking about HCT in just a second, but before we do, I kind of wanted to see I hear myself. I hear myself again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Let me well, let me mute it for a second. But yeah, before we do, let's talk about some of the decks. Maybe Jackie and Allie been playing this week. So Allie, what have you been playing this week?
Oh, I've been trying to make Elemental Shaman work so much, guys. It's just not going the way I wanted it to. When I was playing at a little bit of like lower ranks, I actually was doing better with Elemental Shaman than I was with Evolved Shaman. I was like, oh yes, next broken deck. No.
No.
It didn't go well. The day before I had like a 50% win rate,
Yeah.
and yesterday I had like 30% win rate. But besides that, I was playing combo Dragon Priest. That one I've actually been having quite a bit of luck with. Really fun, just like Inner Fire, Divine Spirit, standard kind of combo Dragon Priest, and
Right.
it's been a lot of fun. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, if we can take a look
Try it
at
out.
like maybe a couple of these. Where's the Dragon Priest? There it is. Okay. Yeah. So these are the two decks you've been playing. It's pretty cool. Yeah. I mean, I played a lot of the Elemental Shaman last week, and I didn't play it as much this week. So maybe there's been like a little bit of a switch. You definitely have a lot more
Shift or
removal in it than
something.
I did. So mine was just very much get tempo. If you don't, then you're totally screwed. Like,
Yeah, I ran
Yeah.
into so much aggro, so I
Yeah.
felt like I needed Maelstrom Portals and Lightning Storms.
yeah.
So
I mean,
totally.
elementals are pretty strong. Like, what do you think it is that lets the deck down?
I just was dying to aggro. Like I couldn't draw my my board clears. But in general, I do think it's pretty strong, and I was surprised at how many priests I beat with it.
Yeah. I
Alright.
priest.
Just the
Yeah.
Jade element, I think, is relatively strong against
I killed
priests.
priests. And Calamos gives you heals, and I mean, there's a
Yeah.
lot of surprising ways that it ends up beating it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm curious to try it again this week and see, against just the current meta or what's been popular recently. Either you guys played any Elemental Shaman?
No, I haven't played it at all. I think I've seen actually Allie played it quite a bit and it looked pretty fun, but
It's fun.
I actually got to play it myself,
Yeah.
sadly.
No, yeah, I haven't played it either. I really haven't played like anything besides like what's considered like I guess tier 1 decks. I try and venture off and play
The
fun stuff. but
typical
it's really
pro,
hard.
man. Totally the typical pro. No, it's cool. It's totally cool. The Dragon Egg looks pretty cool. Interesting too. It looks pretty standard, kind of like what we would expect from a
Yeah.
Dragon Priest. But I think right now, both of these are very mid-range-ish decks. So maybe it's a decent time for that. Aren't too fast either. They're a little bit more value-based mid-range decks. I
I
generally
mean, Dragon
like-
Priest.
Yeah.
Seems pretty good, right? Like, if like Rizaka's Priest wasn't a thing, do you think Dragon Priest would be popular?
Could be.
I mean, I think it does pretty well against Rizaka's Priest, just
Yeah,
in general.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think I have a very good chance. I mean, I would like in this list to see like Scalebane, just because it's really good against
Yeah.
Kazaka's Priest and it's like super aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, if Kazaka's Priest wasn't a thing, I could definitely see.
I think
Dragon
there are
Priest is
several
nice.
priests that would be something if it wasn't for Kazak's priest. So that's what's
Mhm.
kind of sad about it. Priestess is so rich right now. Yeah, we have only one of them that's kind of taking over.
Yeah.
Jackie, you had
The
a
deck-
go ahead. Allie?
Oh, I was just gonna say the deck struggles against aggro a little bit, but with the double Galactic Crawler, it makes a huge difference. Obviously.
Oh,
You get it,
yeah.
but-
Oh my gosh, I played 2 games earlier today, and in both games they played a Corsair that had patches, and then they played double Galactica to kill their own pirates. I was
That's
like,
rough.
seriously, dude? Twice.
Totem Golems on
It
the
happened
board.
twice in a row. That was like, what are the odds of that?
That's bad, man.
Really crazy. Jackie, you have a Quest Hunter you were playing this week, right? Which is like,
Yeah.
wow, Quest
I've been-
Hunter.
I've been
Yeah, it's
trying like
hilarious.
loads of different types of Quest Hunter for like the past like 3 or 4 days, and like desperately trying to make something that can kind of work, but it's the thing. It's like the most fun deck to play. It's super fun because obviously once you got the Carnassi, you got your Raptors in your deck, and you just chain all these Raptors, do crazy things with Rhino. You've got the Death Knight, which is really fun as well. And this is the list that I was most happy with of all the lists I came up with. I was pretty happy with this. You've got like the Igneous, which can give you more 1-drops. And I feel like in the early game you just want to try and like be defensive. But this was pretty good against Priest as well, because you just once you got your Raptors in your deck, you just keep
Just chain
You
it.
didn't run out of stuff,
Right,
basically.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and this is a Keliseth deck too. Just last week obviously we talked a lot about Keliseth, so totally makes sense given that there's like 15 one. There might even be 18 ones in this deck, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, I think Quest Hunter is one of those things where unbelievable that people thought it was going to be too powerful, but I just don't know if it's ever going to be good. It's going to be so tough. I don't know, any kind of angles that you guys can see for Quest Hunter ever being good? Maybe if they added something that, what do you think they could add to make Quest Hunter good?
I mean, I guess it would have to be like better one drops, right?
Yeah.
Or like, I guess maybe a draw engine.
Just draw.
It'd have to be like Jeweled Makar, or like a 1-mana 1/1 that just draws 1-mana 1/1s, like multiple Firefly-esque effects.
Yeah.
And even then, it's like once you get to the end, it's like sometimes you'll just try and chain Raptors, which is like the point of the deck, but then you'll like whiff on a Raptor, and then you're just sad.
Yeah. That's the thing about it. It's like the reward isn't that.
It's not that great.
Great. It's not really a finishing move type of thing. But if you think about most of the quests, like at least half of the class quests were not great finishers anyways, right? So I don't know. I think Hunter just kind of got the short end of the stick there. It definitely made up for it with the Death Knight in a way. But yeah, with the quest, it's just not meant to be. I mean, you have to have like great sequence of events for it to actually be finishing somebody. So it's fun though. Definitely a challenge.
It's very fun. It's very fun.
Yeah.
I admire the deck experimentation though, Jackie.
Yeah. Always.
It's my job, right? Making bad decks.
Always. Yeah. Making bad decks good. No. So I want to pose a question to you guys because I just don't get it completely, at least. But what's with all the meat wagon decks, man? I mean, we were, I think first off we were looking at Nostum's meat wagon deck. And then obviously it's become like a thing now, like in all of the community where people are playing meat wagon decks. I think I saw Firebat even post one earlier today. So what's going on with meat wagon? Anybody know? Like suddenly like people just love playing it. Is it actually good?
I mean, I think Dr. J knows.
I mean, stakes have been high during the off season, so it's you. I mean, when you have beef with other players and you really think the stakes are higher, you just show them what's up. You gotta bring the best decks. So I mean, I can't blame them.
Yeah, I mean, some of these decks, I don't know, they've been grade A at times, but I don't know. For the most part, mine are grade Fs. Like, to make meat wagon decks. So I've been pretty curious given that we've had a little bit, we've always had a lot of people playing it. We've had a little drama surrounding it. So who knew that meat wagon would be such, just a card that would stir the pot a bit?
I'd like to meet Nostum and ask him like what he was thinking.
Exactly. Why don't we show like the deck here? Let me see if I can find it real quick here. Here we go. Yeah. So those of you people are wondering what are you guys talking about? So anyways, Meat Wagon is one of the new cards that actually let me bring up the text because I don't think I recall the text exactly. Don't want to get it wrong.
Didn't Jackie rap about Meat Wagon?
Oh yeah, man, that was your card, Meat Wagon.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, how are you feeling?
You'll have to make it a bit of a team.
This is the OG. Dude, we got the OG on the show. What are we talking about? the Meat Wagon OG. This is crazy.
Yo, I meant in the rap as well. I mentioned Summoning Portal in it, and that makes me happy. And also, Firebat was playing. Yeah, he's playing Cold Blood Malygos, and I mentioned that in the rap as well.
Oh, really?
Nally meat.
You feel good.
Nally meat. Oh man. Yeah. So, anyways, Meat Wagon guys is 4 mana, Death Rattle, summon a minion from your deck with less attack than this minion. So that's why things like the portal, the summoning portal, and things like that are in the deck. So it's been a lot of fun, and it's just like the real question was just whether it was actually good, and or is it purely just a meme deck? People have been climbing with it, right?
I mean, Summoning Portal is, when you actually get the Summoning Portal off the Meat Wagon, it's actually surprising how good it is, because you have a lot of minions in your deck and you have all these cheap taunts, and you can just build, get a huge tempo swing with the summoning portal. But I think kind of once people know what they're up against, it's a lot easier to play around.
Yeah.
Like you can just ignore the meat wagon or kill the meat wagon off and make sure that you can deal with the summoning portal, and then it's basically just a control warlock, which is okay.
Well, I mean, Control Warlock is pretty good actually right now. So we were kind of talking about it last week, right? It's like everybody's talking about, just the Death Knight and Cruel and things like that. But it's like, Warlock's just pretty good right now. So I think that's one of the reasons why it's rising too. Allie, you play any Meat Wagon at all?
I have not played any Meat Wagon decks, but I'm
Neither.
inspired to do so. So maybe I'll try a list out on my stream.
Meat Wagon could have been an underrated and Jebaited, but it's been destroyed now, like completely destroyed as a potential one, just because everybody's playing it now.
Yeah,
definitely a lot of fun. Okay, well, why don't we move on? Why don't we talk about just a little bit more community news? And I think the biggest thing is just the HCT Summer. Given that you guys are there, one of the biggest things to talk about is just this is going to be the first Hearthstone event in the new arena, and Allie has been to the new arena. So and obviously you guys have been outside the new arena. Apparently, haven't actually got a chance to get inside because of lockdown. But Allie, like, how's the new arena look just in person?
It's really, really cool. I went before the Overwatch event, so they had it all set up for Overwatch, and they had a lot of just everything kind of open. So I kind of walked around and got to see everything. It's really awesome. It seats about 450 people, I think.
Oh wow!
And
you could get chairs on the floor too, so you could actually get more than 450.
Probably, you probably can get more than 450. Yeah, the auditorium seats were 450. And someone said that they have events booked every weekend for the next year and a half.
What?
So clearly,
Oh my gosh.
clearly
That's pretty insane.
Isn't that insane?
Holy
Right.
Yeah.
So, but apart from that, they've got Blizzard, an Overwatch decal surrounding the elevators. Like, it's just so Blizzard. It's really, really cool. You guys will have to tell me what you think of it when you go see it this weekend.
Yeah, it'll be cool to see it themed for Hearthstone, given that the Overwatch one was very much the Overwatch tables we've seen in the past, and just the whole blue and all that stuff. So I wonder what it's going to look like for HCT.
Yeah, be very cool.
Yeah. Okay, so choose your champion. Of course, it's that time of year again, or that time of the season again to actually choose. All right, we gotta tell us who the champion that you chose was, because I'll start off. I usually choose my heart, so I would have chosen like purple or orange, or just one of the color guys. but this time, because I've had like zero luck, I might have gotten 0 packs for like the last year now. I decided just to go with the safer pick with Pavel. So Pavel's probably I don't know if that's good luck for Pavel or not that I'm picking you, buddy, but I'm hoping that it is. I'm hoping you'll continue your normal consistency. But Jackie, who'd you pick?
I went with purple.
Okay.
Did go one of the color guys.
Okay, one of the color guys. Okay, cool. Trash talker purple, definitely tickling Jackie's fancy there. Allie, how about you?
Yeah, I went with Pavel as well.
Okay, all right. Ant and Dr. J, these are the interesting picks right here.
Okay, you start off.
I start off. All right, so I was like, I actually saw a YouTube video, and it was talking about like how to get free packs. And like conveniently, it forced me to pick Pavel. I think Pavel was actually the creator of the YouTube video, but I went with Pavel, and I thought the YouTube video was just a highlight of it. It's just he's a good guy. I know him because I played alongside him at HCT Winter, and he's just a great guy. I enjoyed talking to him, so that's why I picked him.
I actually chose I don't know. It's like Royal Bites.
Oh wow, Bites. Yeah, yes.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Girl power, man. Totally.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
I was like, man, this is a bold move, right? I support this. You get my choice.
Dude, you are on record.
Give me 1 or 5.
You are right. If she ends up winning, then Ant is just genius, obviously.
Brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll
She's
be
going
rooting
off
for her.
against Pablo first round though.
I calculated this. Yeah, Pavel's going down.
What?
We already know.
Man, I'm telling you, man, it's just been so brutal for me not getting any packs. That please, Pavel, like I totally would have rooted for you.
Please, Nolan,
Please,
please.
Pavel. Put me out of my misery, please.
Need Wagon's an epic. I need to pull it.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Okay.
that's awesome. All right, why don't we talk about some of the decks, given that you guys simulated them? Yeah, mostly just anybody bringing very interesting deck to the mix. I listed a couple. I think what do I have now? Now Guiden has a giant mage, and then
That's
MX
crazy.
has a control pally. I thought that was interesting. You guys mentioned Tom's deck, which I think we glanced at too the other day when we were looking through these. But yeah, like anything like super stand out to you guys?
Aggro Paladin.
Yeah, this is.
There's an aggro Paladin. It's just
Okay, whose is it?
That's interesting.
It's
Coco Sasa.
Kokosasa,
Yeah.
I believe.
Kokosa. Oh, Kokosa. All right.
Yeah.
If it's not, there it
it's
is.
Agrodin.
Agrodin.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing. He's like, let's play some Kaliseth,
And let's play some
Yeah.
some
Paladin.
divine
Holy
favors.
smokes.
Dang.
This is wow. Yeah, this is like old
Pretty
school.
aggressive.
What else was there? Was there something besides the Reno Mage that was kind of crazy? Oh,
Oh,
Royal Base's Shaman has
Oh.
some very interesting cards
there's a
in it.
very, very interesting. You won't believe number 3.
Let me check it out.
Number 3.
Involved
Yeah.
Shaman.
Yeah, go.
Look for that. Look for that
Master
number
of
3 drop.
Evolution.
Oh, 3 drop.
Manatide's not there.
What is
Oh,
it?
Prince. Okay.
There
Oh,
we
Prince
go.
Talon.
Wow.
Yeah.
She's just going for Jade synergy there, right? Okay. A lot of. I mean,
Like
there are a lot
double-
of hits.
There's also double Cold Master and double
Yeah.
Master of Evolution.
Yeah, this,
Oh my god.
Damn.
it's really out there.
Oh,
The best combo
okay.
is to go Colt Master and then Prince Talleyrand the Colt Master and then just draw cards.
Well, no, I mean my favorite is go Prince Talaram on patches and just
Oh yeah,
hit him.
Prince Talleyrand patches and you push 12 damage.
There you go.
Just keep going.
They just never kill it. Right?
Wow. I thought you were gonna do Prince Talderum on Aya.
That's also.
That's also good.
Yeah,
See,
it's
look,
it's
Prince
flexible.
Talleyrand's a good, or any minion you evolve. If you evolve
Oh,
the
yeah.
Karen Bloodhoof,
Yeah.
Prince Talleyrand the Karen.
That's
Or
so disappointing.
totems,
you guys didn't even
primals and
jump on
totem.
that, dude.
You can also use it on enemy minions, right?
Huh?
You can also use it on enemy minions.
Wait. How?
Wait, can
Wait,
you
yeah,
use
you
Prince on enemy?
Yeah, you
minions?
can. So if your opponent has Tyrion on the board, you can use it on their Tyrion.
I didn't know that.
Oh my
Wait.
god, this is even
What? I didn't know
better.
Wait. What are we talking about here? That,
You
Hold
can
on.
What?
If your
Copy
deck
opponent's
has no
deck
3
or
cost
the
cards,
guy?
transform into a copy of a minion.
A minion.
oh,
Doesn't say
a
what.
minion.
Friendly.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh my
I'm
god.
excited to see this in action.
Oh my god.
Dang.
That's crazy.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Wonder
she-
if Pavel knows that.
Wait, why is that? Let's
I
see.
think they're playing each other first
Oh, are
round.
Yeah, that
Oh,
Royal
they're
Base
first
and
round?
Pavel
Oh.
are playing against
Oh
each other first
no.
round.
The Royals playing Pavel first round? That sucks. Oh. I mean,
She
it's
can
like-
take him down. I
it's
believe.
like, oh, I
She's got it.
almost have to root for myself against myself. This is ridiculous. What am I thinking? I totally should have looked at the brackets beforehand. Crap, man. Let's see. Yeah, so the other one that we were looking at was I think I mentioned the Alguidan giant control mage. Thing.
Yeah.
Have you
Oh
seen
yeah,
that?
that's
Oh
pretty
my
cool.
goodness, this is like old schoolish looking with
I
arcane
think you're right.
giants and. Mhm.
I think they would call it like Big Mage, something like that.
Big, easy.
Big mage.
Easy
Mage.
things, easy mage.
So how many big minions do you have to be considered a big deck?
You just have the
Just trivia
giants.
question. This is just trivia
Giants.
question, right? Because we've got big priests. I mean, but big priest, big druid. I mean, we're talking like walk of the giants. Like there's like 10 minions that are huge. This one we've got. Well, how many we got here? We got 4. Does Medivh even count as a big guy, giant?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, Medivh's a big guy.
Medivh's a
All
big
right,
boy.
all right. I'll give Medivh. Geez, 7-7, I guess, is the cutoff. So, yeah, so 4. Okay, so
Pyro
we saying
Blast.
4
Does
is
that
enough to
count?
be
That's a big card.
Okay. So I guess 4 is enough to be a big deck then. So, all right. So big mage
It's
here.
actually
Yeah.
a little interesting of a list because I feel like normally when you play Arcane Giants, it's like very tempo oriented, and this has got like blizzards in it and frost novas. It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's very kind of freeze magey.
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
freeze magey,
Yeah.
but typically
I
you
think
see
freeze mage
giants
is actually
tempo mage.
pretty good right now.
Yeah, I agree.
This list.
I mean, I think
Not
I
sure
still
about
think the
giants
Gi-
though.
I still think the Giants
Have
are
any of you guys
tempo.
tried out giants in control mage?
Freeze Mage also gets better if we see Zulak becoming better. And I'm not sure how much better with Blood Reaver Gul'dan Zoo is against Freeze Mage, but typically Freeze Mage has just always been good against Zoo because they have to keep tapping. So, like, I mean, part of the reason to start bringing like mages like this is because not only will it beat shamans, it'll also beat the Zoos. And that's becoming two popular decks. I don't know how it does against Rogue, but it might also be Rogue.
Actually, I think it does pretty well against Rogue as well.
It's good against rogue. It's good against rogue.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
this list actually. It's probably pretty good right now with everything.
I actually like the Pyroblast a lot too. Like I was adding that like here and there, maybe a week or two ago, whenever I was messing around with just the current builds or the Kazakus one that we did for Quest Deck of the Week at one point. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's all for setup, right? The Giants are there just to set up like a finishing turn, like maybe a 2-turn finish type of thing, right? Once you're freezing everybody, you're free, basically.
You also like use your removal and kind of like use your spells so they get cheaper and cheaper, and then you can have like a huge swing turn where like you kill some things and then you play the Giants or play a giant.
I mean, you could play 2 Giants, a Medivh, and something ridiculous, you know. I mean, and just get something off of a spell too, all in one turn if you really, really wanted, which would be pretty sick. So yeah, I mean, I think this is a really interesting deck and seems to fit against what you guys are talking about with some of the decks that people have been bringing too. If we go back here, I think the other thing I saw was I mentioned a control paladin too. Let me see. Amix has a control
Amicus is a control paladin.
Yeah, so let me take a look at this one too. I wonder why did I bring this one up? Oh, just because it has Uther in it too. So Uther is definitely a subject or topic of this episode, which we'll be getting to in Underrated and Jebaited.
Foreshadowing.
But yeah, why don't we skip that discussion? I guess never mind about this deck, guys. We'll talk about it a little later. Yeah, great one. Yeah, anything else,
That's
guys?
Taunt Warrior.
Yeah, he also has Tall Warrior, which Ant was saying.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Like a super controller lineup. Yeah.
Like a N'Zoth one or like a Quest one? Oh, Quest.
Quest.
No, just flat out Quest.
Oh yeah, it's taunt. Yeah, not.
But there are 2 N'Zoth Fatigue Warriors,
And they're in the same group.
and they're in the same group, and they're playing round 1.
Oh
no,
brutal.
it's a disaster.
Oh, that's
The thing that sucks is like one has 2 Dead Man's Hand and the other one has 1.
Oh,
Oh.
what?
Or
Why do you
Yeah,
play one?
Yeah,
Wow.
that's
Okay,
He's
so
gonna have to
I'm
like
guessing
the
old
one who plays
boys?
one is just gonna have to get like super aggressive somehow, like small.
So
It's
probably
Old Boy and
boys.
Trunks, I believe.
Yeah.
Trunks. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be.
Firebat was playing it in the mock HCT, and I think like he kind of like just conceded halfway through. There was like he knew he was gonna lose because he had the double Dead Man's Hand and
you
his odd
can't win.
and like all that stuff.
Yeah.
And like he just like conceded halfway through. He's like, "There's no way I'm winning this."
That sucks.
I mean, you'd have to tempo that out somehow with the control. And the
Tempo
soft
Dead
deck.
Man's Hand.
Yeah, exactly. How are you gonna do that, buddy? Okay, so there are definitely potentially very interesting matches that we could see this weekend. I'm really excited about it. Going to be cool that you get to see it in person. I wonder if they'll have any kind of special effects, and like at BlizzCon they had the lights sometimes, right? When it used to be like Yogg or Rag would have a moment, the lights would just go crazy and spin and stuff. I wonder if they'll do that sort of thing in the arena.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Kind of interesting. All right, well, why don't we move on to some news?